Anyway, I saw this, and the link was from Democratic Underground. This is an archive link, because good old Atlantic, like so many publications, they have shit behind a paywall. And so, anyway, the next time somebody tells you that President Biden cannot, or technically his Department of Education cannot cancel student loan debt, point them to this. And Elizabeth Warren, now I've had disagreements with her about her pandering too much to the GI crowd and stuff like that. But when it comes to debtor-creditor law and bankruptcy law, this woman is one of the leading experts in the United States on that area of the law. And she was a Harvard law professor before she turned to politics. So she knows what the hell she's talking about. Not Nancy Pelosi, who's not a lawyer. Not even Joe Biden. Even though he's trained as a lawyer, this is not his specialty. But Elizabeth Warren, it is her specialty. This is what put her on the map to fame, is her work in the area of debtor-creditor law and the plight of people that are being buried under piles of debt. And so, my guess is Biden knows good and well he can cancel all of that student loan debt up to $50,000. He's saying, "Oh, I can't legally do it." It's all bullshit, because as Elizabeth Warren notes in this interview that she gave and published, and it was published the other day, that Barack Obama did it. And, they made tweaks in the law, and they made it broad enough, Congress did, that presidents had a lot of leeway. But he did it through the Department of Education. So did Donald Trump. So, what the hell is holding up Biden? Well, you know what it is. It's throwing up a trial balloon to see which way the wind blows, or it's well, it is. There isn't any other argument to see how much support with the younger people that it is. But like she points out, a lot of this debt was taken on by not people in their 20s so much. It's people in midlife that were laid off, and like yours truly, and went back to school. Although I was younger. I was 30 when I went back. But it was like I went to school part-time for about 15 years. And I did not rack up any debt until I had to student teach in a first licensure program that also was doubled as a master's degree program. But I had to take out a loan in order to student teach, because they didn't allow anybody to have an outside job, though I did work part-time at the law library, which was a good thing, because I was getting eligibility for a pension, and plus I had medical insurance on 21 hours a week. So it's people in the middle of life who took on a lot of debt. And a lot of those people are now my age and even older. They didn't take out loans for their kids. They took it out for themselves, and they can't pay it, or in some cases, if they default, your Social Security can be garnished to pay it. And so, as I said, Elizabeth Warren knows what she's talking about. And so the next time that some dipshit tells you that it can't be done, point them to this article, as I repeated myself. And here it is. The question, Harris, whoever it is. One of the last things I wanted to ask about was the legal justification for Joe Biden writing off debt. Or education department is actually. Whether he could do it through an executive order or whether through the Department of Education. It's all kind of mostly it's semantics because it's an executive. The loans are federal and they're issued through the Department of Education, using private vendors. Shit. I don't have to talk about all that. But anyway, they could do it. But they said, some argue that logic is flawed and suggests there might be court challenges on the back end if Department of Education does ultimately end up canceling that debt. They don't know what they're talking about. She's going to say, how do you respond to the critics who say that the president's plan may not hold up in court? Well, it's bullshit. Warren, I'm pretty sure that the President of the United States can cancel student loan debt because Barack Obama has done it, Donald Trump has done it, and Joe Biden has done it to the tune of tens of billions of dollars. The original authorizing language that created a program so that the federal government can lend money for people to go to school has very broad language in it about the ability to rewrite and renegotiate the terms of those loans. And think about it for a minute. It makes perfect sense. When you borrow money from the bank, you go back to the bank and say, I want to pay it early, or I can't pay it at all, or I have my toes on the threshold of bankruptcy. The bank, your creditor, always has the power to say, okay, here's what I'm willing to do. I could cut a little off here. I could change the interest rate over there. I could forgive the principal. The creditor has the power to forgive debt in every debtor-creditor relationship. I mean, that's how they're set up. It's a statutory matter. I taught debtor-creditor law for 25 years, and this is like the most basic piece of it. The second thing is, who exactly is going to sue? There has to be an injured party, and I'm not sure who thinks they're going to have the standing to sue because they don't like a policy. That doesn't give you standing in a lawsuit. So I've heard this before, and I don't know why they haven't already sued if they think they've got such a darn good lawsuit out there. They've had plenty of opportunities. Amen, Elizabeth Warren. So knock this shit off, you people on Democratic Underground and other so-called left sites who think Biden doesn't have the authority or his Department of Education doesn't have the authority. Just stop it. You don't know what the hell you're talking about. So stop it. And Elizabeth Warren knows more than you do. Sorry, she does. This was her bread and butter for 25 years at Harvard Law. So, anyway, Biden needs to get off his can and do it because if for no other reason, that it's going to help him in the midterms with younger people. But it isn't, as I said, it isn't really the younger people who have the problem here. It's older people that are stuck with this goddamn shit. Anyway, that's it.